course done quote, you come in for, have to be there about 1:30, of course done, come in there.
Yeah, I might be.
I'm not sure when. Go ahead.
You're the money guy. We have to. How do you think it?
Yeah. It's like a day or two on aircraft carrier going all the way down to where it throws that out. It never, timing never worked out.
Good morning. They've never been. I haven't. You might have.
Yeah.
Like this thing.
Now officially we'll have
Right. Getting back to the.
Trying to get over this. Well, oh my God.
Yeah, but it's fine, but I could.
Better.
And I told him. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at like time. Marty, make those 60. 2029.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think it's.
sorry.
No public affairs. No, plan one star.
Amazing.
My grandson was 6.
No. That selling like that trader and they're running anymore and I'm like, it's so fun. Told me if they had bought it.
Well,
Closer to fog. Yeah. Like joy.
You folks call in. We left a message. I can't, it literally gets for like every third board. Your president. Oh, we will have to. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that you're probably.
He's waiting for the gavel. He's waiting.
Yeah. No, I get your event back.
If there's not all right, we don't have any of our sergeant at arms here. Let's start with the pledge allegiance.
All day.
I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Before we go on, do we have any volunteers to be a stand-in sergeant at arms today?
Amy here, Amy.
Right. What happens? You know, my coffee. That's true. Do you want me to stand here and point at you and we'll yell back?
It's more than just this, but it's all of them.
Okay, before we start, first, is this second? Fourth. Fifth is the bottom. Sixth.
Yeah. Big car.
With the book, you know.
Friends, you know, still out there, once in a while. Anyhow,
The quote of the day is, people do not buy goods and services. They buy relations, stories, and magic.
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 That's what I've been waiting for. Is magic.
It's true.
I like that.
It's true.
Oh, I guess you, if you think about it, yeah, it makes sense.
Well, we did put some thought into these posts.
Oh, did you come up with this one all by yourself?
I just was like, whoop, there you go.
Well, pretty good. Whoop. All right, do we have any guests here today? It's just us. It's us kids. There's a guest over there. I'm gonna guess. Well, okay.
We'll be in the application we're at.
Being early.
Yeah. My son Lachlan, he's 3 years old, so if you're looking for a haircut, right after.
Oh, that's.
So I'm gonna walk away from you. Yeah, I did.
Hi, Lori.
Hey.
Oh, it's so good to see you. Well, no, yeah. Hey,
You two behave up there.
so we don't have a speaker today. So today we're going to have the president, Rotary president's closing remarks from the Milburn conference or convention. I understand, I haven't watched the whole thing, but I understand it's pretty good, and he's a very colorful character, so we'll just kick that off whenever it makes sense. It's about 21 minutes long. All right, so birthdays. Really, it comes down to you, Amy. for this week. Happy birthday. She's on the 17th. And then we only have one anniversary, Vicky Peters, who's not here right now, but her anniversary was coming up in a day or two. Amelia,
Yeah.
I think this is your Rotary anniversary tomorrow. Believe it or not. Yeah. And Chris Jacobson is the same day, so you and Chris must have been admitted together. Because both on 7/13, I assume the same year, but maybe not. And then Kevin O'Brien, one of our sergeant at arms, 17. So glad you all here. And okay, and then announcements. I'm going to ask a simple question before we go any further. Can people on Zoom hear us okay?
Yep.
All right.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. I noticed that we didn't set up our super duper microphone here, so but I think we'll leave well enough alone. Okay, announcements. We had our annual board retreat on Tuesday, and I think it worked out pretty well. We made it very efficient. We kept it within about 2.5 hours, I think it was, and really covered the business aspect of it, and then followed up after that with kind of the social side of it. And a big part of what we discussed was our budgets, and we pretty much agreed in concept on what it would be, and we plan to have a few of the board members stick around after the meeting today and basically work out the details, so to speak, as far as exactly how many dollars each bucket we're going to have. But I think it worked out pretty well. Jack, thank you for sending around, the budget proposal, for us all concerned. So, and I would say anybody that is interested wants to stick around and, listen in and that type of thing, you're welcome to. And as far as I know, we can stay in this room. Well, I guess we could stay here until we get kicked out, right? Yeah. So, that should be good. One of the other things we talked a lot about is sponsorships. And we did set a goal for sponsorships, $40,000. This doesn't include forks and cakes and the corn booths and that type of thing. And it's a reasonable goal that we shouldn't have any problem with hitting. Matter of fact, it's very not much more than it was last year. So it's important for all of us to get out and try to contribute to this. And I will say that we've had a few folks that have already been doing that. So we're well under our way to get to our goal. Most recently, thank you, Tracy. Yeah, she's the rock star of the week. Not to undermine other rock stars, but Jim, even though Jim is kind of a member, he's an honorary member, but he acts like a real member. He's come through, and James has also been out there, beating the bushes and coming up with some of our more traditional sponsors and kind of narrowing them down. But we all need to think about it a little bit as all of our job. And if you take that, it's only $800 per person, and it's not like we can come up with the $800, but we all have a few businesses that we love to go to around town, and if you happen to stop by and be chatting with somebody, ask them. We can get more, and it's going to good causes. So please keep that in mind.
Would you think too, if you get them by, what's the deadline to have them be, on the screen off of that?
I don't think there's a big lead time on that, is there, Ann, for getting, because I think that the deadline was not just commitment, but the logo, if they want a logo. And probably a week before Oktoberfest, when you really just like the end.
Yeah, Rochelle is doing the banner, so any logos would go to her.
I was going to say the thing that has got the lead time is banners. But one of the things that we're planning to start doing, like I said, this will be the first year I think we do this, is trying to have the sponsors show up on our screen during every week, and maybe even showing up in the Zoom feed if we technically can make that happen, but maybe we'd have like one of those bars will be our sponsors rotating through or something. Who knows? We got some pretty smart people in this club that can probably make that happen. So where I'm going with this is the banners are one thing. We're not printing CoinQuest tickets this year, so that isn't a concern. That was probably one of the longest lead items, so that's helped a lot. So, but with the combination of our digital recognition here. And then we will have this incredible screen at Aquafest that is going to be positioned in a really good spot where it's visible from most of the booths.
Outer space.
What was that?
Outer space.
Well, yeah, I just turned it up, yeah. But, and we're hoping to be able to have video feeds on it that make it interesting, like the competitions, potentially drone based. I'm still working the details out. Live camera, we have a lot of bands playing, so they'll be on there. So it's not gonna be an ignored screen. It's just flashing sponsors in the background. It'll be the stuff going on as well as acknowledging both Aquafest and Rotary sponsors. So I think that's going to be the real benefit from a public awareness standpoint, the digital side of it. So my point is, there isn't really a deadline. As soon as somebody comes on board, they get added to the scroll that continues for
the banners, for the,
Probably now.
yeah, that's going to be pretty hard to that takes a while to do. So very good question.
House, you and Michelle. I saw that. Okay.
All right, officers reports. Well, Jack.
Yeah, one thing I don't know if it's mentioned, here, but Bob Howe gave 5,000, so there's a sponsorship.
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed by that.
Yeah.
Also, I did get the invoicing done for this semester of Rotary dues. If you want to invoice, it's right here. Otherwise, it will get mailed out to you. And some people won't get them because they've already paid, so that's great. But yes, if you can pay, that would be great. The club account in particular can use a little more money. We're paying a lot of money out for a whole bunch of expenses right now, part of it's Aquafest. And beyond that, close the budget done, should be good to go.
Gary, Secretary's reports.
Board meeting Tuesday, July 18th at Brian's office. And I have a card for Joyce. As many of you know, she fell on July 4th. And I understand she's down in Monroe. What do you say? Monroe. And if you'd like to sign it, please sign it, and then I will mail it. I'll mail it to her house. Because I don't know where she's at in Monroe. And
You know what we could do, with that too, she's surprisingly reactive to texts. So I'll just take a picture of it with whatever signatures we get, and I'll text her. Sure.
okay.
So I can get it more quickly that way.
That's what I understand. There's, unverified, but somebody told me, at the senior center the other day that, in talking with her and others, that they really didn't want her to go home until she had a full-time caregiver around. And I don't know if that is true or not, but that's what I was told. So keep her in our thoughts. She does accept phone calls. Vicki Peters the other day said that she went up and visited her at the hospital and that she was in good spirits, just, another time in the hospital. She probably got her own room at the hospital nowadays that got her name on it and everything. As you know, she's been there a while. Yeah. The event on Creator Zone, many of you may have gotten the email that the July 20th fundraiser has been canceled because of timing, and it'll probably be redone a little bit later on, but they will still have the open house on July 22nd, 23rd, which is that week. It's interesting at Farmers Market, we have giving away free water is great. We just have to have a sign that says free water. Jack made one, and then it went missing, similar to the roll-up sign that we had there at one time. We haven't found it. But there was a couple of good thoughts. Brian thought, why aren't we down in Snohomish since there's no Snohomish Club? So I went over and talked to Sarah. And their farmers market has 60 people on the waiting list.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And, but she did say, if you're extremely interested, call next February and get signed in. If that's something we want to do, if we want to branch out, and this is kind of going along with the whole idea of our public image and furthering our public image as far as we can. So, 60 vendors on the waiting list to get in. And if you have been down there I think they're on Thursday. If you have been down there, you can't find a parking place within about 4 blocks.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it sounds like a real, farmer's market sounds like a real Snohomish thing.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's it.
Great. All right, Ron is not on here, not here. So we'll go on to Chris as past president, you. So I'm gonna. All right. Oh.
I'm nothing. Well, yes. So, on the installation thing was really a lot of fun and really died. So Ryan wasn't there due to family circumstances, but I'd like him to come up here since he was one of my board members. Right?
God is exactly, but right.
I can see. So I have a few things here.
The whole box is all of it mine?
Yeah. You know, so I have a little outstanding director of community service.
Don't talk. Smile.
And I have a book here.
Signed by you?
Yeah, I signed this, but I wrote it up. Not really. It's one of those kind of books that you can kind of get in contact with your subconscious.
Oh, it's gonna take a lot. That book's not thick enough.
Two spots, so I found the basis. That's kind of like, when you think about, you bring about.
Yeah,
That's kind of what that book's going on. A nice little rotary glass, you got your beer and your wine, and your Kool-Aid, whatever. Kool-Aid, I go over there, and then.
I gotta fall in line.
Yeah, and then I got the boy, he has some kids doing what it is. I don't.
No, awesome things.
Yeah,
Yeah, gotta stop that.
thank you very much, you did a great job, and. It's about, okay, you can give her. Yeah. And I have some more plans, I'll put them on the table here, and somebody wants one. Yeah, you're welcome, thanks a lot, Ryan, for outstanding job. All right, well, at that, we'll go to the committee reports, so not on the.
Yeah, right. Honestly, with just getting back, I was gone so long, I'm not really, I need to get back there. I have no clue, to be honest with you. I know we have projects that we need to do. So next week will be a better of what we need to do and then start putting on the calendar and asking for help. Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
We do have a blood drive, right, August 11th, that we're gonna host in this state. So we're gonna post it in this room, so you guys can make sure you can just go on the American Red Cross website and give your time slot or ask your neighbors and friends or help volunteer that day. It's basically like noon to 5, you just hang out, meet people, it's really easy, you don't have to actually. What was the date? August 11th, it's a Friday. Yeah, it's pretty amazing what a little blood can go a long way to save a life, right? For all of the things. Super. I love that, Rosie is supporting this event.
Was there something special right now? I mean, I've been getting a lot of urges from Red Cross to donate now. It's
Yeah, so I,
Just, I mean,
about every other day.
yep, it's always needed.
Yeah.
Always needed.
Well,
I think there's an app, I think there's, even a, I don't know what the right word is. They will, I think you might get like a free pizza if you donate to the month of August. Did I email you that?
yeah, there's been several
Yeah.
offers.
It's a few perks, to giving your blood away. It's worth it.
All right. So. Not saying you shall, so you need to be managing or handling the foundation side of the club in Jim's absence, so, she's official from a foundation report standpoint. But, as of earlier this week, there's nothing new. How does she put it? They're the same way Tracy put it.
Oh,
All good, it's all good. And, not seeing Linda either.
she's up there, she's on the,
Oh, okay. Linda? Yeah.
Hey.
Anything?
Good morning. I don't have anything. There is the in-person international meeting on the 20th. And Tracy and I are going, so I get to meet those fine people in person finally. And then I'll have a thorough report.
Excellent. Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Kyle, membership?
Yeah, we have Derek who's going to fill out an application, so he's gonna have, he said he was gonna be here this morning, but. Other than that, we're doing good, we're still working on membership and adding on the brand. More brands and do with our public image, we probably should go kind of push out, kind of get it right.
Yeah. Good. All right, so. This, there you are. What you got?
Good morning from Disneyland, everybody.
Good.
Nothing really new to report, except last night I did attend a YES meeting, and under the fearless leadership of Rochelle, we did pledge $1,000 that I think we need to still pay for YES. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. something to add to the books as well. But yes, enjoying the fun in the sun here in Disneyland.
Yay. So is that going to be your happy books?
Yeah, there we go.
Kendra, how about programs?
Nothing too new. I did just schedule Tammy Dunn with the Snohomish County Sports Commission, so I'm excited to hear about that sort of program. And also I'm gonna call some people out because I sent out some emails this morning, but if Anthony Hawley, Lance Morgan, or Joelle Munger are in the meeting, please check your emails and please respond to me.
How about Rand on public image?
We had a good board retreat, laid out kind of a roadmap for the next 3 years and we'll go to work.
If the roadmap is any indicator, I think we're gonna do well with public image. Yeah, I mean, we put it together.
Yeah, wait till you get my budget request before you say.
Yeah, that's always it. Yeah. And, you know, maybe briefly on some of those topics. I mean, you know, Rand did a very good job of kind of reining us in, I guess. The first things that we need to focus on and agree on are very simple things, like when it comes to public image, who are we basically trying to attract in what makes the most sense? And, you know, that stuck on me. And one of the other things that I thought was actually a big consideration. And this is, you know, it's easy to say, oh, we want to grow, you know, we need new members, all this kind of stuff. And he said, no, one of the other things you need to decide is what's big enough. And he made a very good point. And I heard this for many different types of organizations, but we're at 50 right now, a little over 50. And that actually is kind of an ideal point for many organizations because we're in the size where there's some dynamics, but we can get to know each other. And Randy made a great point. You know, you go to the Seattle Rotary Club with 350 people there, and you don't know if they're part of it. And it's hard to feel like you're part of a club, you know, in a situation like that. So those are decisions that I think we need to know. We definitely need to make. It's things that all of us should think about and provide input. But you know, that 50-person thing, I know in business, you know, there are various businesses, you have ratios of employees to managers and all this kind of thing. And many folks that have been in small businesses, which I had a small business, I was warned by a lot of people that were more experienced when I first started my company that in consulting engineering, I found this very interesting. If you keep it under 10 people, you're going to do really well. If you want to go over 10, don't waste your time with 20. You got to get to 30 really quick as far as the number of employees, because you're getting into a whole nother organizational structure. And even at 30, you can survive, but get to 50. So, you know, it's interesting, you know, but it adds layers and it detracts. And in our case, it could potentially detract. So just keep that in mind. So I like it. All right. Well, good timing.
Anything about possible another fundraising?
Yeah, that was Don's idea. That was a great idea of having a New Year's Eve party at the mill for the community. Because everywhere else to go party is such a long drive away.
Yeah, how many people want to tackle the trestle after New Year's, you know? And, you know, it's not just you, it's everybody around you driving home and a place that is local. Yeah, you know, this is a great thing for us to even talk to the city about, you know, is there something that we can do that would make it fun for people to be at the mill on New Year's Eve. You know, maybe just a little bit of fireworks or whatever, you know, I know probably a little bit of fireworks is not.
Is there such a thing? Just a little bit of fireworks? Stevens does not understand.
But there's other things that could happen. And, that's as far as we got, but yeah, you know, another thing that we could do is for a day that might be kind of fun. And it would be a New Year's event that, you know, where we could mosey on home in a safe and sane way and enjoy being with the folks in our own city. Keep that up.
Feasibility study.
That's what we need. We need to hire a consultant.
Did you get right on that?
Okay. You all right, Chris?
Did you fall?
Leave a diaper down. Good morning, Chris.
It's your turn for the rest of the
Don't-
sergeant at arms. You can just do happy process.
Do I do the raffle though, right?
Oh, yeah, you gotta do the math.
I got it. Okay, so. Oh, we're talking about
You do have one definitely.
perfect. The Landon, Lachlan.
I'll let you keep it. You can help us.
Right.
Right, we have 151.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
Can I verify your numbers, please?
Fair enough.
Oh. Okay, get signed off. Wow.
I did,
So-
but we don't want this to go like.
Right. Can we do it right? Yep. Bravo, bravo. I'm only gonna find one person for dumping my coffee on me.
You kind of jumped it on me, though.
Oh.
You probably brought my shoulder, I swear. So happy Bob, happy July. Happy, I have some happy dollars I get to get, but I don't know, 3:30 tomorrow. Dave and his buddy are gonna do the SDT ride.
So you're the support
I
vehicle.
Support vehicle. Support, being support person. Yes, it is. I do. Yeah. Happy it's Friday. I've been training this week and I've brought in a bunch of safe people from all over the state and there's a.
Well, here's my 5 bags just because, and,
This is fair.
So, okay, sir.
and just happy it's Friday. Looking forward to family coming in town for my birthday,
When's your birthday?
27. How old are you going to be on the 27th? I already gave my 60 tribute dollars.
So I'm happy to be back. I got to eat a ton of food despite being there for a bad reason, but the reason I'm happy to be back, as much as I love Texas, it was over 110 degrees every day in the low of 96. And if you haven't ever literally experienced the feeling of just humidity pushing on you, yeah, you want to come back to the high of 90 degrees here.
Yeah.
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 So I'm just like,
Help me, go there, so.
well, I was sitting there and actually joking. I'm like, how could I live in this and do stuff? Because all I wanted to do was go from the inside of the house to the home, and that was it. I didn't even know, so. Actually,
That's the coffee. Again, it's the truth. Happy that it's Friday, my son got to finally know where Rotary is, you think Rotary is actually free. So we're. Yeah, it's gonna be 30 of the morning. It's gonna be on Monday.
Talk about our calendar, right?
Let's just try. Okay, and then we get his all tickets to Arizona for a week for $50 there, like when I was like, round trip, I'm like, hey, it's cool. Took me a month to get that, but you saw my house, it worked out great. Yeah. Summer's almost over.
You did the road reboot at apartment project?
I did, that was fine.
Yeah,
And, I bet Steve $5 that he couldn't spill coffee on Amy and, and you didn't play on words.
Pardon?
Was a lot of fun.
Great. Oh, you did it together. Yes. Awesome. Good.
Yeah, I did.
All idea?
Well, so it might be a little bit creepy for somebody my age to be offering cold water to 25-year-old girls, so. We're talking about how do you engage the community a little bit more, so the idea was, let's put 5 fish bowls out on the table with a label on them, one for Shoreline High School scholarships, one for senior center, one for whatever. And now we got the ping pong balls, and everybody come by to vote, where do you think we should be investing our money? And it gives you the opportunity to talk to somebody, and did you know we give away a lot of money every year? And if you don't like one of our ideas, then have a suggestion box where you can write down, tell us where you think we should be putting our money. Be a little more engaged. And asking, hey, do you want a bottle of water? You know, a little more engaging.
Really?
Not that offering water is creepy, but you know.
Well, not only doing it at farmers market, but also doing it during Oktoberfest. And the idea is at the end of the evening, where whenever you're doing it, you tally up the points for each one of those, and you keep a running record. So at the end, when we sit down and decide, like on corks and cakes, where we're gonna put our funding dollars or where we're gonna do something, we have the information of what a lot of people have put in. Now, the other thought is if we didn't want to do ping pong balls because they're a little bit bigger, is to do poker chips.
Coin quest. Don't we have a coin quest?
We do, actually, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
We'll put points.
Yeah.
About 200 ping pong balls.
Okay, we'll do ping pong balls. I will say that, Bob Howe and his wife worked the shift. And the minute that Rand was talking about this, she's on her phone looking for 5 fish bowls and ping pong balls. And then Steve says, well, maybe we ought to just go to the dollar store and get bowls there. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
Great
good idea. It's a great idea.
I'm Friday and.
Yeah. Glad you're here.
Okay, nothing on Tesla, nothing on.
That's right, the next person's happy about it, but didn't have to listen to that. That's.
Because I'm upright in here. Because my health scare, but, you know, I'm bouncing back, not as well as when I was 20 something. The right person. Oh my gosh. You have a lot, you have how many stickers did you buy? My question. I bought. Six, I can add. Anyway, I'm happy it's Friday and I'm just, yeah. Okay, good, life is good.
I'm happy that I don't have a lot planned for this weekend. I have my boys, and I'm also happy this, that the movie Sound Freedom was made. It's a very heavy movie, but one that everyone must go see as it brings light to a true global travesty that is even amongst us in our community. So go see it. It's a good one.
We have a speaker coming up who started a nonprofit, who lives in Lake Stevens, about
Oh, who's up?
Kevin Austin. He's on August 4th. I'm excited to do that. I mean, I'm not excited to do it, but it's important. It's important.
Very good.
Well, realize it's actually happening.
Very happy. Everyone. Doesn't matter what you do.
And just get a little text on that. I worked on some legislation in years ago. And to get additional funding for what's called the ICAC unit, Internet Crimes Against Children unit. And at that time, the stat showed per capita, Washington is the highest child porn serving state in our union.
Really?
So if you don't think it's happening here, you're totally wrong.
It's tasty.
Then 10, I know it's the end of Steve.
Oh, my gosh.
Because that, yeah, we can do a bit before, so.
And that also says you must how you're gonna get burned.
That's right. I'm happy that Amy didn't knock me out. And I'm happy that my niece is in town. She's visiting in Arizona, so. Gonna take her to the zoo. She's 7 years old. She don't have that stuff.
Great.
As long as you have.
Fun.
Happy to be back in Lake Stevens for a while. Soon, I was in DC, with the National Association of Secretary of State. What a fun. Then, some of you might know, I had to raise my niece with the family bad stuff, like around when she was 12, all the way till adulthood. And, what I didn't think about is, she's gonna have to rely on my wife and I on her wedding. And I didn't realize that how much wedding dress. It's a lot of money. And I probably shouldn't put these in here. Holy wow, that's a lot of money. I don't understand.
Walk down the aisle. Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
I'll be in my uniform.
Happy it's Friday. Happy I don't have a daughter that I have to pay for one.
I'm happy it's Friday, and we've got some great ideas, and can't wait for Office Fest to start, and all be chipping in, and happy fail.
Well, yesterday I did something that Lauren has done a couple of times in his lifetime. I shot my age, golf-wise. Even though it was at Linwood, it's still, I shot 82.
That was a tough one.
Okay, go ahead.
Today is a little hard for me. I'm glad that the weather is perfect for us here. I feel very bad for the people that's on the other side of the United States who's going through hard times with the heat. And I talked to my son in Arizona and said, Mom, it's terrible. I said, well, you know, you made the choice of moving to Arizona. I went there, it's beautiful.
Basically, I don't have any phone, but put
You
that.
promise? You don't seem very like committed to this.
Just wanted to mention that there's now a
commercial boat out of Bellingham to Susha Island in the San Juan Islands. And I took the opportunity with some friends to go do that yesterday. Wonderful one-day turnaround trip over and back. And Susha is a beautiful, beautiful island. Great walking. And for those that are into kayaking, really great kayaking.
No amenities on Susha.
There are restrooms, there's
Okay.
water, they've got a water system there, so, you know, wash after the restroom. But other than just the shelter, there's
Yeah.
nothing there. There's a lot of really nice campsites, it's a great camping spot.
To vote into.
And, the boats that will take you there, they typically have room on the front, they're a landing craft. So you can bring bikes and you can bring kayaks and that type of thing. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I'd also like to shout out that we are planning the September 9th outing. And if we get an idea how.
Which is what again?
Okay, September 9th will be a outing to Lopez Island, which is a ferry connected island. And the idea is that we can go biking on the island. It's the most popular island for bicycle ride.
Easy bike riding.
Figure 30 miles, but yes, there's only very minor hills that you know, need to be accomplished. But it's also got a lower amount of traffic than the other islands, with the exception of Shaw. So keep that in mind. And we're also wanting to make sure that anybody that just wants to drive on the island can do that as well. And I've got three really nice walks lined up around the island that I tested with other people, and they want to do it again, type of a thing. So, you know, it would be great to be driving on or biking on. And another thought, if we get enough people, we might just hire one of these larger landing craft rather than taking chances with the ferry and have it run us from just literally across this short Rosario Strait from Anacortes. Drop us off on Lopez Island with all of our stuff, our bikes and everything, and then pick us up at the end of the day. And if we get enough people, it might be competitive with the cost of ferry and parking.
Does that, boat,
So landing craft?
vehicle,
So
landing craft, just the front of it's the landing.
it drops the front, we get in the beach.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 feet of
we
water.
did it how many cars?
No, but bikes and.
Sounds really fun.
Yeah.
My family's gonna, this is on the calendar for my family
Great.
coming. Okay, now what do I do?
You can just talk to them. And you can look at them even right here.
Oh, that's where I look at them?
Yeah.
Kristen, hi, Disneyland. You want to give us one happy? What do you want?
I don't want to give happy bucks because it's Friday, because that means we're coming home. But if I had a lot of money left over, I'd give lots of happy bucks. But it is expensive to be in Disneyland. We've had a great time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week.
Johanna, are you on? Can you hear us? Chris Jacobson, Beans.
Oh, there's Chris.
I'm here. Sorry, I'm juggling multiple meetings at the same time. So first I will send some fine money in because I haven't been able to get my schedule under control to be able to come to meetings on Friday. So I apologize for that. Happy dollar.
Not
Walk.
accepted.
What's that?
Not accepted.
Oh, it's just, yeah. Sales are awesome if you didn't have to deal with customers, right? Happy wise, all the girls were here. We had all the girls together for the first time in quite some time. So it's weird to say that we have our Christmas card already done in July, but all three girls were here. The grandson was here. It was just a fantastic time. The middle daughter's in Chicago right now with her boyfriend seeing his parents. So I'm dog sitting, I guess, my grand dogs. And it's amazing how 4 big dogs in a small house and the amount of poop that's generated is unbelievable. So outside of that, again, I apologize for not being there. I will send some money in for some fines. And I'll be super happy when Aquafest is over. Super happy.
I'm gonna throw you a post, Aquafest party, I promise.
Oh my God, it just needs to be over. I've seen 85, yeah, it just needs to be over. It's a lot.
This
It's a-
community appreciates you.
Thank you all. Everyone had a great weekend. It's gonna be gorgeous out. Have fun.
Yeah. And Kendra, do you have any happy thoughts or money? Or money?
Oh, just happy it's Friday and it's sunny and I'm gonna enjoy the weekend.
Sounds good. Johanna.
Johanna.
Oh, Johanna, you're back. Yay.
In the chat.
Oh, okay. That's above mine.
It's mine too.
I think it's,
Yeah.
I mean, I do know how. Aloha Friday, I have my baby with me and my grandbaby with me, and I'm still recovering from a wonderful birthday last weekend. My girlfriends invited me for my birthday and our third year high school reunion. I went to school with these girls since elementary. Celebration ends July 31st. LOL, aloha. That's wonderful. Great relationships. Yeah. Happy birthday. When's your birthday? When's your birthday? You know her birthday is? It's middle of July.
It's like a birthday month.
Yeah, it is birthday month. My mom's birthday was yesterday, my dad's is today. Mine is Monday and my daughter Gracie's is Tuesday. Yeah, party month.
Yeah.
I just want to say, because I helped quite a bit last year with our sponsorship, collecting money, and I think that it's so amazing what this club can do. A lot of times we ask for your time to help contribute and clean up garbage or, paint the sidewalks and participate at Aquafest. But this time we just need money. We need money so we can give it to other organizations that are going to put it to a really good use. I think you said we have 50 members in this club.
Over.
Over 50. So last year we had 19 people collect. So those numbers don't really add up. You also mentioned that maybe $800 per person would be a goal. So that's a good goal. It's a big goal. Really, in order we also talked about like the width of our club and its numbers. Let's also just try to go deep. Like if each one of you can really commit to getting one person sponsorship money, that would just feel really good. It would bring us together. It would connect someone in the community that you have. Sometimes asking for money is really hard. I mean, it's actually always really hard. I just tell people though, no one's going to give you if you don't ask. You have to ask. Just be brave and bold and just, you guys believe in the road. You just tell them what you're doing on a weekly basis and ask them to contribute. I think that will make a really big impact for our community out there.
I have a meeting on Monday with grocery outlet. Kimberly to talk. I sent him the information and then told him I'd come by and see him. And so he said, not this week, but Monday would be great. So I'll go to you. All right.
Writing down that one person that you're gonna ask and when you're gonna ask them by, like whatever that date is, within 3 days and 2 days, or I'm gonna go there. And grocery outlet is so amazing. Also, I see them giving so much. Let's also think about who we're going to ask them, who hasn't been invited to be a part of the community.
Gary and I are working on Kindle automotive. When Starbucks said up here in the next meeting, they would donate maybe $100. I think it's wonderful. There's nothing, but we haven't seen it yet. Every time you have to know, you just get one more step closer to a yes.
That's a good point.
Don't be discouraged.
Love it.
And Coastal is gonna give $500. And Juanita Williams will give $100.
Okay.
So I'm still working on a couple of.
So, I'm gonna run something by us. Should we post on our site, the list of businesses that are already in the works of being contacted?
We need some, so we're not all have that spreadsheet.
Yeah, but maybe with no information other than that, even whether the company has agreed, or not, but just a list of the companies that are being, I guess,
Right.
I was gonna say pursued, but I like approach better. And then anybody that has any ideas, and or want to approach companies
company could also just let me know, then I can have that, or, let Kyle or whoever, we can talk about that, but, I think that would really make a lot of sense, right? At least for a couple of weeks.
We could send out a club email.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but to have a big dynamic, I think would be, an easy thing to do. Thank you, Ray. Really appreciate that. So I just wanted to mention that, I talked to Gordon, our speaker, very happy he's talks, but I said we're running a little late. And he has a 21-minute presentation. He said he'd be glad to wait until we have another vacancy, for speakers. So, since I'm president, I get to do whatever I want, but this time I'm not going to make a decision. I'm going to ask anybody that really wants to stay over until 8:46 to see the presentation, raise their hand. Okay, well, Gordon is good, but yeah, it won't be a sure you can come back with at a later date. So, Gordon. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you're this one. Thank you very much, sir. We will keep you in mind.
Next up, if you do number 2 here, is it fair? They left Jack out.
Oh,
Sorry.
you got time.
Well, I'm thankful it's not my birthday. And I'm thankful to see Lori back. That's good.
Yeah. So, does anybody else have anything to add?
Well, I'll tell you that my team really upset me. We did a show in Salt Lake City last November where he was a keynote speaker. And we don't do audio video, we're a production team, but the audio video guys sit in our booth. So Gordon gets up on stage and goes to the first left turn and his mic doesn't work. And he's in front of 1,000 people. And so he gets irritated with it and stomps across the stage over to another left turn where the audio guy had flipped some switches and that microphone didn't work. And he actually turned red with anger. He was pissed. And it was just the audio guy had accidentally transposed a couple of wires.
So he's actually moving away.
He was back to when he first went on stage, that mic was live. And then when he stomped over to that mic was live and it was for the win.
And all those audio guys, they get underappreciated sometimes. I'm for sure. All right, anything else? Going once, going twice. All right, see you later, Zoomers.
Thanks, Don.
You bet. Thanks, Chris.